Welcome to I See You, a podcast where we know that human connection restores mental health and resilience. I'm your host, Julie De Jesus, and I see you. Let's be friends. Welcome, everyone, to the I See You podcast, where we have conversations all about how human connection is what restores mental health and resilience. I know that has been the experience in my own life and so many of our listeners in our community here. Today I have a very special guest on with me. Her name is Gena Bertlesen. Gena, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so happy you're here.
I think I'm happier, but I'm just, honestly, it's just so good to sit across from you.
In our world today, do you ever feel like real, authentic human connection is becoming less of a certainty and more of an anomaly? Well, good news. It doesn't have to be that way. I'm Julie De Jesus. I'm a keynote speaker, an author, and a corporate trainer. I speak all over the country about how to utilize human connection to improve mental health, resilience, and even work performance. If you know a group looking for a speaker, you can contact me at julie-dejesus.com. So, maybe tell guests, how do we know each other?
I knew you when you were a little wisp of a child. And I was trying to remember earlier, I coached you in soccer. Yeah. Not that I knew much about soccer, but I wanted to be present with my kids. And so my daughter, Bryn, is your age. And I decided to sign up to coach her soccer team.
That's so funny that you say you didn't know a lot about soccer, because this just shows like our different perspective. Because as a kid, I was like, this woman is a soccer person.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was not good. Mm-hmm. Like no little kid is, but with the team, like I was one of the worst players.
But
I was. You actually, so. You've introduced me at a couple speaking events, which is so fun because of the work you do. I've spoken at a couple things you're at. But I think you introduced that I was a good soccer player. And I'm like,
I couldn't remember what your nickname was, because, you know, everyone had, like, were you striker?
No.
Were you kicker? Like everyone had a nickname.
I don't think I was good enough to
doing.
Be anything. So I like to be a defender. That's what I call it. It's where you keep it out of the goal, but you're not the goalie. Defender.
Isn't that interesting?
Interesting. But you were my soccer coach, and you made a really big impact on me, more than I think you know. And I don't feel bad about this. I don't think you. And I think this probably happens a lot with adults and kids and just people of influences. I don't think that you knew that you were so special to me. I don't think you had any clue. No. I think I was a girl on your soccer team, and you were sweet to me, and you were sweet to all the girls. But it's not that I felt like you singled me out and made me feel special. I just loved you. I just loved the way you made me feel. And I felt like you were kind to me, even though I didn't feel like I was very good at soccer. And there were all these girls, like Kim. Do you remember Kim? Those long legs, man. And I was just like, and I was just short, and I just was not, just the running and the kicking. It's just so hard. And it was so hard for me.
Listen, you weren't chasing butterflies. You were doing your part of the team.
I tried. And you were someone that always meant a lot to me. And I actually ended up writing you a letter in high school thanking you for the example that you were to me.
Which you're going to make me tear up again, but I would love to know what instigated the writing of that letter. I'm not doing this interview, friends. I was thinking about that when you asked me to do this.
That's what I'm trying to remember is I'm like, was there...
It was so beautiful.
I wonder if, I'm like, there's part of me that wonders, did I have an assignment to write to someone that had influenced me in my life?
I'm glad
I may have, which makes it not quite as fun. I want to say that I just out of the blue wrote you a letter. I think, if I remember correctly, I think I had an assignment to write to someone who had made some sort of impact in your life. And you were the person.
Should we assign everybody who's listening that they should do that very thing?
Sure.
Because it meant the world.
If we have the authority to give assignments.
I have the authority. Do it. Just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah.
And not just what it does for the other person, but I think what it does for you, just gratitude, right? The healing impacts of gratitude. So, yes, Gena was my soccer coach for 2 years. It's not like soccer has ever been a big part of my life, except for that I played soccer a little bit as a kid and was not very good at it. But man, that community feeling and feeling seen by you meant a lot. Someone that was really influential to me. And it's been fun as we've reconnected then again as adults. And I've spoken at a few of conferences that you've been in charge of and that you've been at and been able to just get a small taste for what you do, which is why I brought you on today, which we'll talk a little bit more about. But besides just being the world's greatest soccer coach, Gena, tell us a little bit more about your life, your family, your hobbies, what you're about. What's your world like?
My world is magical. Actually, I have been married for 38, almost 39 years. My husband likes to say, seems like an eternity already. But then we punish him for that very phrase by living. No, I've got two beautiful, amazing, successful grown daughters. One just phenomenal son-in-law that has raised the bar so high that the second daughter is still trying to seek someone who meets that level. So no grandkids. Granddogs look just like me. The familial resemblance is uncanny. But yeah.
Can we unpack that? No.
No, we cannot. No. I have spent the last 13 years being the queen of the senior center, the Orem Senior Center, and changing the outlook and the lives of thousands of people. And I really believe that every step I've taken through jobs or through raising my kids has led me to where I'm at now.
What do you do in your role at the senior center? What does that look like?
Well, when I say the queen, nobody has to bow, but I take care of everything. I plan all of the events. I manage over 100 volunteers. I have a staff of 6 people. I'm the only full-time person there. We are the largest, most active senior center in the West. We're the coolest. Our tagline is "Where the cool kids are," and they are. And I think it's because we make them feel that way.
What do you feel like? Why do you do this? Why do you have such a passion for it?
You know, the best job I've ever had is being a mom. Best job. And I don't think there are any words that can help somebody else understand how amazing that job is that would drive them to say, I think I want to be a mom. There aren't the words. But doing the job that I'm doing is like being the mom to 800 third graders at any given time. And I'm not minimizing them at any time, but we have had incidents where somebody bashed somebody else with a bingo card on the head. And I mean, they're hard bingo cards. It did happen.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. Okay. Somebody swore. I know.
Gena, not on the podcast.
They
kidding.
did. They
Sorry,
did.
our last guest actually did.
And so it just, some days everyone has spring fever, and some days they just, it's amazing the things that can happen in a senior center. And it is like a lot of kids, and you've got to corral them. I call them kids, right?
Do they like that?
Kids? They giggle. They giggle a lot with me. We do some crazy fun things. And honestly, if you think about it, you come into this world and you are taught to play. I mean, that's how you learn, right? Why should that stop? And so we continue to play there at the Senior Center. We have events that are second to none. One of our greatest events is the last Friday of every year is called the Grammy Awards. And listen,
the Grammy Awards. Did you come up with that?
I did. Yeah, it is like the red carpet event. They dress up to the nines. When I started this, we just had our 11th annual one. The first year I told them we were going to do this, I think a lot of them didn't believe me, but I was explaining to them, you remember when you bought the outfit to wear to the cruise dinner night, and you've not worn it since, this is where you're gonna wear it, right? And what the event is for is to honor those volunteers that have entertained us throughout the year. And so we categorize them all. We give everyone an opportunity to share their talent with us. For instance, we'll have a talent share for entertainment, and we'll have several of them. And they sign up if you can sing a song, tell a joke, play an instrument. We even had a baton twirler that was 94 years old. a man who taught himself to play or to twirl the baton when he was 5 years old.
Heck yeah, he did.
And
that's so cool.
And we were doing it inside. And so I'm trying to videotape every one of them, right? So that I can make little videos to go on social media. He throws that sucker in the air and I'm thinking, holy cow, please catch it. And he did. I was so impressed with him. So we kind of had to make a different category for him. It was like entertainment with their own instrument. Because like, what could you call it? There's no competition, you know. But all the seniors get to vote on who should win each category. Then the volunteers in our wood shop make these beautiful little awards for us, these little wooden awards. And on one side, it has the little placard that says, you know, it's the 11th annual Grammys Awards at Orem Senior Center. What category and your name and the date. And on the back, it's a graham cracker. Because it's the Grammys. But it's all spray painted gold, so it looks good, right? So we have to cut it off, the attendance, at a certain amount because we can only handle so many people.
Wow.
But then I have like a dozen different senior service businesses that help me. Mm-hmm. And so they will bring things like shrimp cups or little cheese and crackers or whatever. So when they come in, paparazzi, who are volunteers from these senior service businesses, are taking their picture. What are you wearing? You know, they've got little cards that say I'm from People Magazine or KSL or whatever. And then they go in, they get to have hors d'oeuvres and sparkling cider out of fancy cups. And we've got a professional photographer taking a picture of them that they'll get a copy of later. And so all of those things are provided by those senior service businesses. But then the coolest thing they also provide is they bring a superstar. So for instance, we had Michael Jackson there last year. I know you thought he had passed on, but he was there dancing like you would not believe.
What?
Dean Martin is our MC. He gets a little inebriated at times, but they seem to enjoy it.
Who else have you had?
Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn showed. Oh my gosh, Marilyn
Elizabeth
showed up.
Taylor.
Oh wow.
Let me think. Superman. Superman's been there the last 2 years.
Obviously.
He's a great friend of mine. So like just so much fun. And so those superstars come, they do a little skit. So it's kind of like a variety show. We also had Johnny Carson who did his little Karnak act. Mm-hmm. Everyone has just a little bit that they do, and then they give an award for one of the different categories. It is
fun.
It is amazing. You should come to it.
Please. Well, when you said it was at capacity, I was like, dang it. What do I do to get in?
I'll make room for you.
Okay.
And you'll be a volunteer.
Thank you. Yes, I will. You're right. Yes. And you will earn your keep. Yes, I will.
That's right. And
yes, I will.
I will feed you lunch.
Yes,
Don't
ma'am.
worry.
Okay. Okay. So you live for seeing other people in your occupation, a very specific group of people that I think often could very easily feel unseen and does feel unseen, I would assume.
I mean, that's what I get paid for, but I would like to think that that's what I do in life, is that I see people.
Yeah.
That I saw this quote once that said, the person you are when you are an adult is the person you needed when you were a child. Mm. And I think I am the person that sees others because of my own journey as a child and the trauma that you go through on your journey. Everyone has it to one degree or another.
Right.
And you say, yeah, that's not how it should be. And you make sure it isn't that way for the people you care about.
Because we all have the opportunity, right? Either to let the things, as my sister I've talked a little bit about, when she found out she had cancer, for listeners that don't know, I have a sister that was my dear best friend. She passed away. It's almost 3 years ago.
Emily, right?
Amy.
Emily,
it's fine. She passed away 3 years ago. And right before she found out when she was first diagnosed with cancer and they were in the process of figuring out what it was, she said, what I'm hearing you say in different words, which I think is truth, is I've seen things like cancer make people soft and I've seen it make them hard.
Yes, I remember reading that about.
And I think that is the decision we all have of, you talk about childhood trauma and different things, and we all have things like that. And the decision we have to make is, this is either going to make me softer in how I approach others, because I know better. I know what it's like to not be seen, or I can let it make me hard, and I can push out the world, and I can push out people, and both are decisions, both are choices. And I can understand why people choose both. In my experience, I have found the most rich life when I choose, and sometimes it's moment to moment, to choose to be softer towards how I treat others. It's not a lack of boundaries. It doesn't mean I'm not aware of who I spend my time and energy with, but seeing people as humans, the good, the bad, the ugly, but seeing them as humans and not labels, and not making quick decisions about who they are and what that means, all based on my previous experience, because I don't know their birth order. I don't know their hereditary makeup. I don't know what's happened to them. I don't know what ideas they were brought up with. I don't know what has just happened to them in the last 30 minutes before our interaction. But all I know is I have this moment with them, and they're human. And so that I really like approaching with curiosity.
I love that.
But I love the way that you bring in playfulness to seeing these people. And maybe that's in part because your role in my life as a kid is, you were a very playful coach. You were warm, you were bright, and it made such an impact on me.
Thank you.
I also, so cool, I remember stumbling upon on YouTube, you used my book, I See You. You did a book club.
I did.
With I See You.
I did.
With
for my seniors. I feel like everyone needs to read that book.
Thank you.
Because you, just like you were just saying, you don't know what someone has gone through. You don't know what someone sitting in front of you, not paying attention to the light, has just experienced that made them not pay attention to that light. And are you going to honk, or are you just going to give them their time and they're finally going to figure it out?
Yeah.
Which choice will you take, right? That book is powerful. I hope you know that. It's gold. It's gold in my world.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What do you feel like is something that has helped you, maybe even like a mantra or a thought or an idea that has helped you? You brought up one. You brought up the idea of being the adult that you needed as a kid. Is there another one, or something that's helped you kind of stay grounded in, this is the kind of person I want to be? Because you don't get like this for free.
So sorry.
The passion you have for helping people who are unseen, just as a lifestyle. Is there something that's really impacted you?
It's just built in me. I honestly do. I think there are things like, there's a scripture I really love, through Christ. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Yeah.
I truly believe I can do anything. Do I have the desire to do it? Not always.
Yeah.
But if you toss the desire in with that extra help, I could do anything.
Yeah.
And I think being brave, standing outside of your comfort zone, stepping outside of it, and doing something you wouldn't normally do. I remember going to Philadelphia with my oldest daughter, Danny, and I was going for a conference, but she and I went a few days early to just kind of experience the city, and it was amazing. We really got to see so many amazing things. Well, we were kind of taking tours like of the old fire museum that Benjamin Franklin had set up, the first firehouse and everything. And there was a parade in the street, and all these street dancers were going along, and they were waving to you, come on, come on. Like, would you choose to go out and dance with them? You probably would.
Oh, maybe.
I did. And I'm out there dancing around and just having so much fun. They were just so cute. And I look back, and my adult daughter, is standing on the curb, just like, oh dear. And so finally, when I made it back to her, she's like, Mom, you can't just do stuff like that in a place you don't know. Like, she was kind of being the parent to me. And I'm like, why not? That was cool. I'm glad I did that. How many of those things do we let pass us because somebody would have thought you shouldn't do it, or instilled in you
that's not how it's done?
Yeah. That you're not going to be perfect at it, that you're not, that it isn't your thing. I don't care. In fact, the older I get, the more I believe I'm just going to be me, and I am going to continue to shine because my light lights the way for a lot of people.
And I think it's obvious and clear, at least to me, and I would assume listeners, that you see people in part because you have worked on you and your relationship with yourself big time.
Actually, no, I don't know if that I would say big time. I would say in the last year, I have had some severe struggles that in the last year that really drew me back to things that happened in my youth. And for the first time, went to therapy. Let me just tell you, I used to kind of, if somebody said, oh, and I was triggered by this, I was just like, pull your pants up, big girl pants, pull your boots on, get back to work.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of my seniors are of that same generation. I'm Gen X, right?
Yeah.
And so...
and there is truth to, there are times to stop focusing on how you feel and get work done. And that actually is what helps you. There's truth to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, then I myself got triggered. I did not even know what to call it until I figured it out, and I decided I need to go find somebody who can help me understand this better. And for the first time, and I mean, I'm 60 now, so at 59, went to a therapist for the first time and was so grateful for her insight and her the way that she guided me with some tools that would help me. And I also dove straight in head first, reading the books. There's a book called The Body Keeps the Score. Have you read it?
Yep.
Such a difficult book. So difficult that because of the triggering feelings in it, that I would keep putting it down. And I had made a goal. I'm kind of a person that if there's a problem, I want to fix it right away. Just tell me what to do, and I'm going to do it because I'm here to have joy.
Yep.
And this is interrupting my joy, and I need to get back on path. And so I had made myself a goal to read that in between my first and second therapy session.
The whole book?
Yeah, the whole book.
Okay, this is where I have to pause real quick and say, I said, yeah. When you said, have you read that? I said, yeah. And I didn't clarify. And now this is me being honest and clarifying. I have not read the whole thing for the reason you just said, is because I've read little excerpts, but I have felt like this is a commitment, and I don't know when the right time is that I feel mentally ready to pour in that much into that book, because I can tell it's going to be a lot, and I can tell it's very honest and true, and I want to be prepped for that. But for the exact reason you said, I have not read that book front to back.
I have a Kleenex. I am just heat. It's either a hot flash, which I mean... Yeah.
Who's to say?
Or it's a power surge. It's one of those. But do you have a Kleenex? Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do we have a
really
Kleenex?
Reals.
I don't know. Do we have a Kleenex secretary? Can you grab us one?
Best secretary that we've ever had. Sorry, we'll have to cut this part out.
You're fine.
But I'll take a drink of my emotional support.
Yeah, I will
Dr. Pepper.
I will too. No, you're good. It's the right. It was all meant to be.
Thank you so much.
We'll kind of wrap up within the next 5 minutes ish.
It's it's fogging my glasses, kids. Okay. Whew. Okay, and we were.
I have not read that entire book.
Okay.
If I'm being honest.
We're going to do a loop in for an easy cut for Carly.
Okay. Thanks.
So you just let me know. You ladies ready?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Okay. All right. So I'm just going to give you a countdown to start. So 3, 2.
It was a difficult book. So like I said, I kept putting it down. So one day I just thought, you know what? The lottery looks to be a lot. I'm going to drive to Wyoming. And I am going to finally suck it up and get an Audible account and buy that book and force myself to drive and listen to it until it is done. And I did. And finally, in chapter 15, I was like, oh my gosh, there's healing. Holy cow. I feel so much better. There is healing. Up to that point, I was like, this is devastating. This is so devastating. But then when I got to the healing part, I was really feeling like, oh my gosh, I can do this, right? So I finished the book, and, part of the healing was meditation, which I dove right headfirst into right away. I do it every day now. Another thing was yoga. And I was telling one of my receptionists at work about it. And I'm like, do you know any yoga? She goes, Gena, come and go to one with me on Sunday. Like, it's so great. And I've had a knee replacement. And she's like, yeah, you're hardly on your knees. I went with her, and I will never go again. Like, I was on my knees.
Not all yoga is the same yoga.
I hear ya. But yeah, I call it yogna now. You old gals need not apply, because I'm telling you, it was rough. 2 hours. But anyways, yeah, I decided maybe yoga isn't my kind of healing, but definitely the meditation helps me. There's a lot of great things on YouTube that you can do, guided meditations, that super, super good things, that all those things put together have really helped a lot. And I did a couple more sessions with therapy, and I'm at a point right now that unless something else comes up, I've also done some other types of healing, like the Reiki and the EMDR.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm super happy with where I'm at right now.
Very
But
cool.
also I'm so thankful to know that there are so many different modalities. You just have to choose and make it happen.
Yeah. And I would hope that listeners, just a reminder that we're not alone. Like, that we're not, there's,
my
there's
gosh.
hope. There's, like, if you're feeling these things, if you are triggered in the way I would say that is, you're having a very, a really big emotional response that doesn't seem to match the situation.
Yeah.
A lot of times that could be a sign of maybe something traumatic that has happened.
For sure.
And I think it may be something that could be resolved. I think the takeaway here really is there is so much hope and so many resources to help heal. And I just feel like you glow and you're living proof of what that can look like and the richness that can come from being willing to lean into it.
Yes.
And it's hard at first, like you said, like it can take a little bit to get to chapter 15, right? But like the work to get there.
I almost didn't keep going with it.
Yeah.
But again, I had made that goal. Like, it's going to happen. I need to
I
get
will
back
finish
on
this book. Yeah.
Yeah. On my journey of joy. And this is standing in my way.
And sometimes whatever it is, it's just that next decision for people listening, that if you are in that, in a place just of struggle, whatever that looks like, that can look like a lot of different things. But I feel like for me, and what I'm hearing you say, sometimes it's just the next commitment of like, I am going to go to therapy. I am going to drive to Wyoming and listen to this entire book. This is going to happen. You're not thinking about what you're going to do in a month, in a week, or even tomorrow, but this is, I'm going to do this, and then I'll decide what's next.
I think it can be as little as, I'm going to get out of bed today.
Yep. Absolutely. And that is having small, manageable tasks and letting those tasks change and scale and accordion as you are ready, I think is really important to keep momentum going.
Yeah.
And I just so appreciate your energy around fun and seeing people and just our ability to not fall in line with what we've been told is the life we want, but to choose it and the way we want to interact with other people in our relationships.
Thank you.
I really have found that inspiring for me personally, since I was a little girl, obviously.
You inspire me too.
Thanks. We're all trying, right? We're all just fellow travelers. We should be. With that, if you are needing more community, if you're specifically a female needing and wishing to feel more seen, more connected, especially with the upscale and AI and so much digital now and jobs being replaced by computers, if you are needing more connection in your life, there is a wait list on icliving.com that you can sign up to get on the wait list. We are starting a women's group, a community of women to see each other. So go sign up.
Awesome. Yeah.
And we can send you details of what that's going to look like. Gena, do you feel like moving forward, like in the future, as you strive to live a lifestyle of seeing other people, do you see anything standing in your way, any obstacles, or do you feel like you kind of have things in a place figured out that this is how I'm going to have my life. This is what I do. It seems like breathing for you.
Yeah.
Is how you feel? Do you feel that hope?
It's just how I'm built. I am here to not only see you, but help you on your journey, however long that is that we are together.
Thank you for doing that for me. The impact it made on me at a really young developmental time, it meant a lot. So thank you for seeing me.
My pleasure, honey.
Thanks for being with us today on the ICU podcast for this conversation with my soccer coach and the senior citizen Orem Friendly Center queen.
Of course, you don't have to bow.
The fact that she came and took the time. We're also welcome. Thanks for being with us on the ICU podcast today, and we'll see you next time.